Welcome back to Homebuyer University. Today we are going to be talking about contingencies. In your contract, when making an offer on a home, there are some important dates, and these dates are typically known as your contingencies. There are two big ones that are tied to the loan, and today we're going to go over the first one, which is your appraisal contingency. Now, Andrew, I'd love to hear what an appraisal contingency is, what you need to do as a consumer who has one or doesn't have one. Give us the rundown on appraisal contingencies.
Let's first define what contingencies are. Now, in the terms of your house purchase, a contingency is sort of a safety mechanism. It basically means that your purchase is dependent on or contingent upon these pieces falling into place. So let's talk about what that appraisal contingency piece is. Dom, give us some insight as to how the appraisal contingency helps and protects you.
When purchasing a home, oftentimes you'll have an appraisal contingency. Basically what this is a time frame and a date that is explicitly expressed in that contract and the offer you gave to the seller. And what it effectively says is you have X amount of time. Maybe that appraisal contingency is 7 days, 10 days. You have 7 days or 10 days to have an appraisal done on the property. Have that appraisal report drafted up, written, and sent back to you to say, hey, is this home worth what we're paying for it? If it is worth what you're paying for it, that contingency is something that will give you the permission to let's move forward, everything looks good. And if that appraisal comes in low or there's something wonky in that appraisal report you weren't expecting, that's when it'll be the safety valve that you can execute to say, you know what, I'm going to exercise this contingency. Walk away, cancel, change, renegotiate, because that appraisal didn't fall in line with where we wanted or expected it to be. Let's talk about what a successful appraisal in relation to the appraisal contingency looks like, as well as what might lead you to execute that contingency to walk away. Andrew, give us a rundown on what a successful appraisal looks like in relation to that appraisal contingency.
The best case scenario is that the appraiser writes the report and gives it back to you and says that the home is truly the value of what you're expecting to pay and what's written on your contract. Now that we know that the home is at the value that you expect it to, this is a safe time to remove that safety valve, meaning remove that appraisal contingency so you can proceed with the purchase of your home.
Exactly. So that justification that what you're paying for the property is actually substantiated by that appraisal report means that you now are no longer contingent on a successful appraisal because it is successful and you can move forward. That's best case scenario. Worst case scenario is maybe that appraiser comes in and says, hey, this home isn't worth what you're paying on it based on the data. What do you do in a scenario like this? Well, there's a couple different options on what you can do. If the appraiser states that the home is worth less than what your contracted price is that you're paying for the home, first, that contingency gives you the power to say, you know what, this home isn't worth what I thought it was. I'm going to cancel and walk away. Or it can give you negotiating leverage to say, you know what, this home isn't worth what I was paying for it. Hey, seller, can you come down and meet me or can we renegotiate because the data to justify this price I'm paying isn't there. And I want to make sure that I'm protected in what I'm paying and investing in. And that's one of the values that you have with that appraisal contingency is it shows you the value of the property and gives you the permission to move forward, renegotiate, or walk away if that value is not there.
If you're curious how appraisals work and what appraisers look for when they go out to the property, we've got a whole video dedicated to that. Go ahead and check it out in our Homebuyer University library.